Welcome to night school where the shadows creep. Grab your popcorn, don't fall asleep. The doors are open, let the nightmares play. You won't make it out today. Welcome to night school! With your secrets in tow, Creed paints your smile with the shame you won't show. He slashes with style, blood drips by the door. Glorious God! This is what legends are for. With the click of his pen and a therapist's sneer, he lists all your sins you didn't know were near. Smoke curls like truth in a midnight hymn. Las lecciones still smoking man. Pecados que no se extinguen sin fin. Are you scared yet?
Scared of sadness. When I think of being scared, I think of demons and these shadows in the nights that pop out and I can't see them and I get scared. But sadness gives me a good fear inside me. And the concept of dying is also scary. Hello, everybody. My name is Tommy James, a.k.a. Mr. So Smooth, a.k.a. the smooth effect himself, the movie guy, baby, or as everybody loves to call me, your favorite movie therapist. And I am so excited to be talking about this movie. I watched it probably about 3 weeks ago. I got a chance to watch this movie. We were so pumped for this movie. I know I was, especially. We had this opportunity because our good buddies over at Vertigo Releasing and Strike Media and Shudder, they let us know. They said, hey, we know that you really want to watch this movie, so we're going to give it to you. And we're giving it to you right now because, yes, indeed, we are talking Good Boy. Woof. Yes. But I am not here alone, ladies and gentlemen. No, I'm not alone. I can't be alone for this because if I'm alone, I might get scared. So I brought the right people to keep me not afraid. I'm going to start with the first person that I know when it gets creepy, they're there for me. And that's none other than Florida's favorite creep, Sabrina. Hello.
Hi, Tommy. Holy shit. Vertigo did it again for us, and I'm so happy that they did, but Jesus Christ. I'm afraid of my own emotions. Mm-hmm. I'm afraid to confront that. You know, I think that's where you come in for therapy, but, that's another subject for another time.
Yeah. That's another subject for another time where you may need to sit down and have a therapy session.
I kind of do after this movie.
I do too. I actually have to have myself a therapy session. But
need a good cry.
Yeah, and a hug. Speaking of hugs, anytime I need a good hug and I begin to cry or I see anything gory, anytime I see gore, I'm always like, oh, makes me think of somebody. Makes me think of the gore connoisseur, the music man himself, Mista Malave.
That's right, guys. I am here. You know what it was? I had to go pet my dog real quick.
I understand.
That's what happened.
That's fair.
Because after I saw this movie, I just grabbed him and I was just like, I fucking love you, dude. I love you, man. I don't want to lose you. I was just all up in my emotions.
Mm-hmm.
All up in it. But we're going to get there. I'm excited. I'm the music man, baby. And I'm here, and I cannot wait. Thank you, Strike Media and Shudder, for giving us this sneak peek because, damn, this movie. It's going to be good.
Damn, this movie indeed. So, Good Boy will be releasing in theaters on October 10th in UK cinemas. And, of course, we say the UK cinemas because Vertigo Releasing and Strike Media they take place in the United Kingdom. It will be releasing in the United States on October 3rd. So I hope everybody that's out there, please go and see this movie. I will let you know right off the bat. Please go see this movie. This is an indie film. I'm going to make that very clear. It was in a festival, and because of the high praise it got in the festival, it is now going to be released worldwide. And honestly, after seeing it, I have to say, rightfully so. People should watch this movie.
It's understandable. 100%.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
If I saw this at a film festival, I would probably also say, release this.
Yeah.
Release this immediately. And also
I would vote
go to
for
your
it.
local animal shelter, grab every dog.
Grab every dog, give it a good old pat, a good pet, and feed it. Not only breakfast, though.
Yeah.
You know, more
Honestly,
You
this
gotta
this
feed
whole
the
movie
dogs.
is like
Come on.
a big PSA of like, love your animals.
yes, and also a PSA to animals to love your humans.
I feel like that goes
It's
without
true.
saying.
You hear me, animals?
That's it.
You
I
hear
mean, this animals
Every
could watch
animal.
this movie. Animals
Every
could watch this.
animal.
Every animal in this world. It doesn't matter. So,
Okay,
all
but-
right.
Yeah.
I do have a question.
Ooh, question already. Let's go.
Yeah.
Wow.
If we're saying animals can watch this, would you put this movie on for your dog? Like when you're away from home?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, I would.
When I'm away from home,
Yeah. You know how people leave their TVs on for their dogs?
Yeah,
that way
yeah.
it's like interaction stuff.
absolutely.
Would you leave this movie on for your dog? when
I
you're away from home?
personally wouldn't, but because it's scary for the dog.
No, I would do it. So that way they can know how good they have it. You know?
We trying to say
Miss me,
Indy.
bitch. I know you miss me
What are
already.
you trying to say? Indy didn't have it good.
No, I mean, he did, but you know, I mean, I got pissed off when they let him out and it was raining and shit. Don't do that. Dog houses are like a thing of the past, guys. Like no one uses dog houses anymore. Keep a dog in the house.
If you are going to make a dog house, make it a like dog McMansion and give
Yeah.
it the works.
Yeah, you need cushions, right? You need a little snack table. You know,
Little
you need a
bark
pillow.
bowl. So like when they
Little-
step on
yeah.
a thing, like water and some kibble falls in it. Like
Absolutely,
Sure.
it's a great idea.
Well, that's an interesting. What about you, Sabrina? Would you put this movie on?
no,
No, right.
I love my dog too much, and I don't
Well,
even have a dog.
apparently Matt does not. Terrible.
I love my dog. All right,
It's like
I
if-
love my dog.
If I was to put a horror
Suffer.
movie on for a baby and be like, "Here you go, I'll be back in 2 hours," like
Watch Rosemary's Baby. You're gonna love this one.
God, you're gonna love this.
You're gonna
one.
love this one. It's gonna be your
Listen
life.
here,
Put the omen
tiny
on.
child.
Put the
involved.
omen on. You're gonna love
Watch
this.
some horrific shit that would scare you.
You
Yes,
know,
that's
Hey, yo, you gotta get them out there.
honestly. If I was going and I had to put a movie on for the dog, I would put on Scooby Doo and put Scooby Doo.
yeah.
I did used to have a bird, like it was my parents' bird, but I lived with a bird that liked to watch Wall-E.
Fantastic.
So
Did it?
I
did
mean,
it? Yeah, it was just screeching. throughout
it
the
would
whole
just
time.
like chirp at Wall-E. If you turned it off, it would scream.
Fantastic.
Wally-
It has very
Wally
good taste.
complained a lot.
Yeah,
Very good taste.
only when we're gone.
That's again very good taste. Let's get into this film, guys. We got to talk about this movie real quick. Okay, so again, Good Boy is a supernatural horror film that is directed by the man himself, Ben Leonberg, and it stars none other than Indy the dog.
Love that guy.
Shane Jensen plays Todd, and Ariel Freeman plays Todd's sister. So that's pretty much all the people you have to truly care about besides the grandfather, but that's only in tapes, so we don't really know about that. So
And there was the neighbor. He was-
the
he was a
neighbor,
nice old man.
Yeah, he seemed like a nice old man, creepy old man too, with his. But he was just catching foxes,
I mean-
foxes.
Is he creepy from the dog's perspective or from Todd's?
Probably the dog.
The dog.
The movie
'Cause
is based
the
in the
dog
dog's
ran right up.
perspective.
Right, but Indy ran right up to him and like gave him pets and kisses. So I mean,
Not the first
think-
time.
Not at first.
Not at first.
in the woods when he first approaches, he like feels him behind him and just stops. But the minute he's like, "Come here, boy," he like runs right up to him.
That's because he had a treat in his hand.
Yeah, yeah.
Right,
He was
but, like-
non-threatening.
Because he had a treat. Otherwise, Indy would have been like, I don't know this guy. I don't like his mask.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no,
I'm like
I
this
didn't-
whole leaf thing.
I didn't get the creep factor from him.
I got a little creep factor. What the fuck was he
got
wearing?
the-
Like, why was he dressed
Him
like that?
Chilling in the background. Why are you just
He's
hanging out and
hunting in
looking
a
at
ghillie
us?
suit.
I don't care. I don't
Yeah, I
care.
don't care. He was scary.
I don't care. I didn't like him. I didn't like him. He seemed like a nice
that
guy.
Was
but that's it.
misdirection.
Yes, that was a perfect example of misdirection because I'm thinking it was a demon and it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was Mr. Bill from down the road.
Gave him a generator that didn't work.
He did give him a generator. It didn't work. Well, he did. He got it working,
Worked for a
but
little, but it kept shutting off.
yeah, it kept
He
shutting
asked
off
him
on
if he
him.
needed help with the generator, and Todd just kept saying no. So I think that's user
That's on
error,
him.
and Todd being an idiot.
That would be
Well,
on him.
Todd was dying. He didn't give a shit.
That's true. Well, spoils. Todd's dying. I didn't get an opportunity to
Aren't
get to
we all dying?
We're all slowly
We're all
dying. By the way,
Every day
Some
we're
just
on our
faster
dead.
than others, Todd.
we are going to talk about spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie, please go watch it before listening to this. Or if you don't care, continue on listening. Hey, Mr.
Yeah, well, I just
Malave.
basically spoiled it.
Yeah, thanks, jerk. Hey, Mr. Malave.
What's up?
Did you notice that when they were showing the clips in the beginning of the film, that was in Brooklyn, New York?
I did see that. I
Yes.
was just like, wow, I recognize this place.
Me too. I was like, wait a minute. That looks really familiar.
Right
Because,
from there, I was just like, I like this guy.
yeah.
You know, and that's why I
he's-
love the dog.
He's
even more.
from Brooklyn.
The dog is Brooklyn.
It is.
Should have
I mean,
named the dog Brooklyn instead of Indy.
I like the indie, like calling it indie. I like it. It's
It's
just a
an
cute
indie
little
film
puppy,
for
too.
Indy.
Ah, very good. It technically is. It's an indie film starring Indy. So,
Did you know that Indy is the director's dog?
yes,
Yeah.
All right.
yes, little snippet there. You're very good.
Everyone know.
So, everybody out there, if you didn't know, the dog is the dog of the director.
Ben Leonberg has a very good boy.
He does have a
And
very
he's
good,
so
great,
fucking cute.
great actor.
He's
by the way,
adorable.
great,
Great
phenomenal acting.
I believed him.
I did. I believe the fear. I believe
I
the
believed-
happiness. The pee part caught me. I was like, oh no.
Dude.
Oh man.
See, he was scared to death.
He was so
that's-
scared he peed. But before we get into everything, okay, let's not get crazy here for a second. Before we get into everything, before the movie came out, when you first seen the trailer or you heard the premise of the film, Mr. Malave, what were your first thoughts?
So when I saw the trailer, and we've talked about it too, I thought that this dog was gonna be like fighting demons the whole time. I thought that he sees the demons and he's trying to warn like all the other humans, and eventually they get picked off one by one and what have you. And the dog is just, he sees demons. It's almost like when the children see demons. But I was just like, oh, this is gonna be cool, because like the dog is gonna be fighting them and like trying to like outsmart them. And it's like, all right, well maybe the dog is, we're gonna see some intelligence. Dog was really intelligent, all right, in this movie anyway. But yeah, I thought it was gonna be like a bunch of demons. He's gonna try to warn all these humans, and like we were just gonna get a nice little roller coaster ride. That's what I thought.
Okay. All right. Very good. I'll go next because honestly, I thought the same. I thought this was going to be a very much haunted house kind of film. Just the fact that, the dog is seeing things that the human cannot see. And I think that's a really interesting perspective and concept for a film. So I expected, and put it in the right way, a legitimate horror movie. Where I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna go to sleep tonight. Like, I think this is gonna be fucking crazy. Like, he's gonna be looking in the corner, and the owner or Todd is gonna be like, "What are you looking at?" And then we're going to see what he's looking at, and that would have been phenomenal. But that is not what we get. And we'll get there in a second. But Sabrina, what about you? What were your first thoughts on the trailer and the concept of the movie?
I agree with you guys where I thought it was going to be a haunted house movie, like a house that's truly haunted. And the dog in this scenario, Indy, is going to be warning everyone around him of the different dangers. And I thought exactly what you touched on, Tommy, of like we would see from the dog's perspective of what the dog is seeing and the humans can't see it. So we'd be able to see the existential horrors that await in the darkness, but the owners would not. And then I thought maybe it would be like an Insidious situation where the dog is leading them out of danger, whether it be otherworldly or just in this house, especially when we started getting snippets of like the lantern. Like when they dropped that poster of the lantern behind Indy, I'm like, ooh, very Insidious. Like we're
Yes.
going to get this dog leading them to safety out of this haunted house. And, pleasantly surprised that that's not what it was.
Right. And like you said, pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
It's not what it was. So before I get your thoughts after seeing the movie, Sabrina, do you think now that this movie, again, when it comes out, when it's worldwide where everybody can see it, someone's going to do that?
I mean, good possibility. I mean, if somebody gets inspired enough from this to be like, that's not what I wanted, let me make what I want, then yeah, absolutely. I mean, people take inspiration from everywhere, so somebody is bound to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Mr. Malave, do you think so? Do you think eventually down the line we're going to see a horror film, dog perspective, same as this movie, but it's going to be a horror movie?
I mean, I hope so. Again, this movie wasn't that, and it was a pleasant surprise. But like, I hope that we get that kind of movie because it's already a good concept. Just having the dog as the main protagonist. So I feel like having a legit horror movie in that sense would actually be a really fun time. So yeah, I hope someone gets inspired and makes a Good Boy 2 or something, but don't call it Good Boy 2. Just
Gooder Boy.
Gooder. Well,
yeah. Who's a good boy?
And then the third one,
Much better.
Bestest Boy.
much better boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like, that is going to happen because I guarantee we're not the only people that thought that. When seeing the trailer, even when you see like I said, not just the concept, not just the poster, but when you see the trailer, you're like, oh, there's some shit going on in this house. But they did such a great job of not giving away what's truly happening. And that's where we get to right now. Sabrina, you've seen the movie. It's in your brain. It hits your heart. How do you truly feel now about what you got?
Honestly, exactly as I said earlier, I was pleasantly surprised that that's not what I got. As the movie unfolds and you see exactly what it's supposed to be, it's not a horror movie from a dog's perspective as much as I thought, as it is a horror movie from a dog's perspective of and from being the very different keywords here.
Mm-hmm.
Of the perspective is different than from, where it's a horror movie for a dog. The way this movie unfolds is it's a dog's worst nightmare.
Yes.
For all of this to transpire.
Yes, and Mr. Malave wants to leave it on for his dog.
Sad.
Yeah, well,
He wants his dog to be sad.
he'll love me more.
You want your
I guess.
dog to cry.
He'll love
No,
me
I
more.
don't. I was sad for the dog, honestly. in the
Every
movie.
time
I was-
Indy cries, my heart broke.
Yeah, it was so bad, and like my dog was actually next to me, and every time he heard like the dog crying, he like kind of did like the little turn of his like head to the screen, and was like, something's happening to this dog. Someone needs to help.
Oh.
Yeah,
Reese's gets it.
Reese's gets it.
Reese's
So
gets it.
this is why I get it. He's mature enough to watch the movie by himself.
That's okay. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's a good way to put it. In that case, Mr. Malave, your thoughts of fine. Now you've seen the movie. You thought one thing, it turned out another thing. How are your thoughts and your feelings now?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely not what I expected. I went into it thinking exactly what we just said. And then as the movie happened, I'm like, wow, this is completely different. This is like a complete different movie. I feel like, it had the horror-esque in it. Like, it was just, I think it was more of like a torment, of like a heartbreaking torment, and yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I definitely hugged my dog afterwards and just appreciated them more. But yeah, it's just like a harsh reality kind of thing. And that's what makes it scary. And that's what I enjoyed the most about it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, actually, that harsh reality, not only for an animal, but for people, too. That not only of what is, and we'll obviously get to this point, but what is occurring is not only, scary for a human, it's also scary for the animal. But then you start to think, as viewers, you feel bad for Todd, but you feel bad for the dog, too. The dog is witnessing this entire thing in its own way, that the human can't see this, but is slowly dealing with the same exact thing, a torment. Mm-hmm. And that's how I felt, actually, after watching this, was, again, going into it thinking, okay, I'm ready. Like, I was so pumped, thinking like, what's going to be scary? Turn the lights off. Oh, it's going to be good. I can't wait to see the scary demon faces. But then as the movie continues on, you're going like, all right, well, this is not what I was thinking. And then it was at one point when I started kind of putting the pieces together, and I go, wait a minute, I think I know where this is going. And then it happened, and I was like, fucking, that was awesome. Like I normally don't like to kind of figure it out, but I also have fun doing that. That's why I love movies so much. I'd love to try to guess, and maybe because how I would think, maybe I would do it this way and see if this would work. And then when they do it, I go, oh, that's fucking great. I think the whole twist, because I call it a twist because you don't think that going in. I thought it was fucking genius, and it was so sad. But it's reality, like you said, Mr. Malave, harsh reality, and sometimes you need the reality check. Because it stops you in your tracks to really sit there and think. And like you said, you guys said after you finished, you hugged your dog, you hugged your cat, and you embraced, because eventually that's coming.
The inevitable.
And we hope later than sooner, of course. We never wish bad on anything, but unfortunately that is life. So I loved it. I really, I was excited for the movie, and I was happy when I finished it. So now let's get into the nitty of the gritty. We're not going to go scene by scene. And honestly, this movie doesn't need to go scene by scene because it's about the message here. The message is Todd's dying. He has, I'm going to say cancer. I'm going to go with cancer. And Indy is, in the long run, witnessing death coming for his owner.
Mm-hmm.
Slowly and horrendously.
Slowly, but fucking surely. But in the long run, it was maybe 2 days. This movie took place in 2 days.
I thought it would have been like
I thought it was like 3
more,
or 4.
almost a week.
Yeah.
I wouldn't count I'm counting the movie from when they're in front of the grandfather's house.
Oh,
So I'm saying like a 2, because at that moment, I feel Todd, was making that choice. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like he kind of knew it was the end until obviously we get to the MRI scene where he really knows like it's over.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking from
I
that
hate
moment,
that
at
scene
least
so
2 days.
much, dude.
You hate it. You said you hate that scene.
I hated that scene so much.
So
And
here,
it's
let's
just
hear it.
from a medical standpoint. I mean, a doctor that sounds that cold when delivering the message of
Sure.
like, oh, well, it's too far progressed. Like, if you came in earlier, we could have done something. It almost sounded accusatory.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what fucking doctor, what right-minded medical professional is giving that news so coldly and half-heartedly that I'm like, I would have punched that fucking doctor. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't.
And like Indy just scrambling in his arms, crying and like staring over at the corner. I'm just like, this is probably one of the worst scenes I've had to witness of like somebody getting the news that they're dying and their dog just reacting. I hate that doctor. I'm sorry. That delivery of that news shouldn't have been that way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mr.
Yeah,
Malave,
for
what did
sure.
you feel about that part? Oh, Miss Malave's mic is going out. He's that sad. I'm telling you right now. He's so upset about it. Oh, there. Wait, he's back. No. All right. Mr. Malave is going to figure out what's going on with his mic real quick, but I'll go into that part. Yeah, I agree, Sabrina. I was not feeling that part. The way she said that was just, what a schmucko and a half. What a schmuck. Like, how could you do that to it's just a person? This is a person.
That's what I mean. It's kind of like
Hello.
Okay, you're back.
There we go. There we're
Beautiful.
back, baby.
We're back out. He's out
Oh, my
again.
goodness.
Microphone seems to be out for Mr. Malave. This movie has affected him so much that his equipment has decided it's not going to work.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
here we
no,
go.
There you go.
All right.
Or let's see if he sticks around a little
Let's
longer.
just hope it stays this
How
way
about,
now.
all right, now you tell us about that scene.
you
Go,
straight
go.
up got overzealous.
Tell us about that scene.
Yeah, no, I mean, that scene was heavy. That's what it was. It was heavy. And then the fact that, like, the dog is there. And again, the camera shots are so cool here because they're lower. They're, like, lower. You see the feet. You hardly even see Todd's face until the end. You know
Yes.
what I mean? So, like, I love the fact that, like, it was low. And then you hear all of this going on. And, like, it's almost like it was almost on, like, you hear it, but, like, it's almost like, what? And it was pretty fast, right? So, like, I felt like a lot of stuff was, like, very fast cuts. And in this scene, it was like, it was just, like, so much heavy, like, a heavy news to, like, hear.
Mhm.
But, like, it's just, you hear it and then it's gone and you're on to the next scene. You know what I mean? And I thought that was just like, oh, shit. Like, did they just say he's going to die? and like there's nothing you could do about it. We could have helped you. And then the dog's just like kind of looking both ways and was just like, even the dog is almost like, yo, I can't believe what you're just telling me. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then as soon as it said that, it just goes to the next scene. You're like, wait a minute, we're not just gonna brace right through this, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
it was kind of crazy.
I feel I like that you mentioned the faces though. That was a really good way to put that, because there's only two faces we see, human faces that we see in this movie. And that's the grandfather.
Yep.
And eventually we see Todd's face. And I thought that was really interesting. That scene, I want to go to that scene real quick, because when he dies, again, they did it so well. It's almost too like he set it up. He knew he was dying. He had like the sage going. You could see like the way the lighting was, has some more plants in there. I know he's trying to kind of get something, but it's like almost like a comfortability kind of thing. And then he puts Indy outside, which obviously infuriates us. We hate that. Why would you do that to Indy? Why would you leave Indy outside like that?
That's the way he did it.
He was,
Yeah.
Here's the tough part about it. I'm currently, knock on wood, I'm currently not dying, so I don't know how my reaction would be too. I'm pretty sure I would be upset and angry, even though I don't.
Just very, very slowly.
I don't mean to be that way, because when Indy does come back, he is very like friendly again. Like, oh, how did you get in here? And he's all friendly and stuff. So I guess that whole sense of, there's nothing there. He's been fucked over now. He's got this disease. I'm going to say it's cancer. He has cancer. The doctor was, as Sabrina, you mentioned, was a fucking asshole to him. Pretty much, like you said, told him, well, if you would have came in maybe 4 weeks ago, we could have handled this. And then that's like, so he's pretty upset. So I don't want to put it on the guy like that, especially because he's fucking dying. But that death, the moment of death, with the heavy breathing, and then just stops. And then like the camera's just on him, not on his face. It just focuses right on the chest. And then the next moment he just gets up. And I'm like, oh. And I remember when I was watching it, I thought to myself, well, he died. Pretty sure he just died. And when he gets up, he's like, oh, maybe he's okay. And that's the first time when Indy shows back up that you can see his face in the TV screen. It's still not perfect, but you're getting more face now, until eventually when he grabs the fucking lantern, turns around when Indy's trying to show him that the body's there, and then you see full face. I thought that was fantastic cinematography, fantastic directing, because you have to remember, and I was telling Jen this too, Indy sees their faces. This is from the dog's perspective. Indy can see their face. Why doesn't the audience see their face? Because they're alive in this sense. Why did we get to see the grandfather's face? Because he's dead.
Yep.
That's fucking great. I really liked that. Sabrina, how did you feel with the whole face situation?
I thought it was so well done. And it was interesting because I remember after I finished the movie, I was thinking on it and racking my brain on it. And I'm also thinking like, well, even from a dog's perspective, yes, he's seen his face, but it's also the first time we see Todd get all the way down to his level. So when I'm short, so this happens to me a lot. You guys, probably not so much. But when I look up at somebody and the sun's behind them, I can't see your face. I have to move around so the sun is actually like on your face. Like it's a shadow effect. To where if I'm like sitting on the ground and somebody looks over me and I'm looking up at them, I can't see their face until I stand up. It's a matter of perspective, which is great and well done for Indy's perspective, being as small as he is as a dog, that when Todd finally gets down to his level to love and comfort him after his death, you see his face completely fine, because from Indy's perspective, there's nothing blocking it anymore. But just to have that known of, if you're alive, you can't see your face from the dog's perspective, it's like, that's crazy camera work, and that was so well done that I give it such high praise. It was phenomenal. Unlike anything I've ever seen.
Hell yes. Mr. Malave, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, you guys said it all, really. I am in awe with the cinematography in this. I noticed it pretty quickly. I'm probably like 15 minutes, and I'm like, we haven't really seen like up close in like on their faces. You see a lot of blurriness, like you see a lot of, in focus on the dog, and the humans are in the background. And even in the scene with the doctor, you don't see any faces. You see Todd on the bed, but like, kind of like blurred out because it's all on Indy, and I just thought just to have that kind of, it kind of does immerse you even more so on the dog's perspective, and when we finally see Todd, it's like, it's all like clarification, like, you know what I mean? And it was just basically like validation on the fact that like, yeah, this guy definitely just passed away, and now he's also in focus with the dog, and everything will be okay. It was almost like a little nod from the director, like, yep, this is the end.
Yes. Yeah. And I like that you said, like, everything will be okay, because within the next, 10 seconds, wasn't okay.
No, not
wasn't
at all.
okay, because something was coming, and it fucking grabbed him, and the chain pulled him, and the door slammed, and Indy's losing his shit. Oh, man. And at that moment, I was thinking to myself, as this is happening, I was like, oh, something's going down. Like, I'm waiting. This is the moment. This is the scariest moment. We're going to see death in the long run. We're going to see death. But that's not what happened. It was death, really, in the long run, saying, all right, you're done. Let's go. Almost like, and it's a weird way to put it. I'm going to see if you guys agree with me in a sense. Jacob Marley from A Christmas Carol. The chains.
Chains. I get it now.
Right?
I didn't think it,
the
but
chains,
I get it.
The pull.
Yeah.
That was the one thing. And obviously the whole concept of Jacob Marley was the reason of the chains was because of how bad they were in real life. Now I have to hold these chains. But the chain that fucking yanks him and he's getting dragged, to me, that's what made me think of. I was like, that's like some Jacob Marley shit. Like and he gets put into that, like in the wall in the basement. And then he, Indy goes in to save him. So it's like and that's what makes it sad too. The dog is trying to be like, nope, nope, you ain't going. You're not going. No, I'm not letting you go. I'm not letting you go. But that whole point when Todd is at the end, when he says, you're a good boy, but you can't save me anymore. You can't help me anymore. That's such a sad line, because it was at that moment. It's like, you have to let me go. So sad.
Yeah.
Mr. Malave,
also
that
plays
ending.
later too.
Well, hold on. Say that one more time, Sabrina.
It plays with the last ending scene too, because you see Indy hesitate.
Yes, you do. You do when
You
the
see
sister
him
shows up.
hesitate of like, when he's standing on the steps over,
You hear the whistle.
You do.
You hear
you hear the whistle where he's like kind of whistling behind him, and it's almost like Indy hesitates to be like, oh, well, I don't want to let you go, but he's
I have to.
recounting of what Todd said last to him of like, hey, you're a good boy. You have to let me go.
Yes.
You can't save me anymore. And that's when he follows the sister. And my heart was breaking the minute you see the sister standing over there in the shadow on the stairs and her saying, come on, come on.
And she's crying.
Like, she's like also heartbroken. And I'm just like, that's what broke me the most. I'm like, this is a sad fucking movie, and I can't handle that.
Yes. Yeah. Mr. Malave, your feelings toward with that ending.
Yeah, man. When he said, you're a good boy, but you just can't come with me, it's just like, holy fuck. Like, it was like a heavy heart, and you're just like, damn. And then the dog is still like, you could see in the dog's eye, which I said, the dog's a great fucking actor.
Yeah.
You see the dog. You see the dog, and you see the fear in the dog's like eyes, and they're like, I don't get what's happening right now.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I can still save you. And the dog still doesn't understand what's happening. And even at the end, when he's there waiting, still waiting, you know what I mean? And the loyalty of a dog is what they're depicting right there. It's just like, I'm still going to wait here, And then when he hears the sister, and then again, she's out of focus, you don't see her face, right? You just hear her crying and sobbing and everything else. And the dog kind of wants to go and comfort her, but he's still waiting for Todd until he's not. And he's like, you know what? I gotta go and comfort this woman. You know, I have to go comfort her because she needs me now. You know what I mean? And that's what makes him a good boy. You know, I'm sorry, get choked up here.
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy.
No,
He's a good boy.
he is. He's a very good boy, and I agree. Like, I like that moment of hesitation, and like Mr. Malave, like you said, the loyalty right there. That right there, the subtle, such a small little scene shows the loyalty of an animal, or in this case, a dog, after death. You know, like you hear the whistle. Like I mentioned, you do hear him whistle, and he pauses and he looks, and then he looks back at the sister and he looks back, and then it's like, weirdly enough, accepted it and goes,
Yeah.
all right, no, he's gone. I have to go now. I have to go and now protect her.
Somebody else needs me.
Somebody else needs me. And like Mr. Malave, like you mentioned, the eye. When Todd said that line, we stick to Indy's eye, and we see Todd pretty much, he turned into a skeleton. You've seen it in the eye. And
What a visual, too.
what a fucking scary visual. I'm glad that we got to see it out of an eyeball instead of what he was seeing, like right up and close. But if you notice, though, the director does do a lot of those shots where he focuses on the eyes. And I really loved it. I really love it. Sabrina, I want to go to you on this question, because this is where it gets a little crazy, right? Now, obviously, we've talked about the ending. We talked about the whole true spoiler of the movie. The other dog, Bandit, which was the grandfather's dog. The scene where the bandana comes into play underneath the, which, funny enough, it was a fucking wardrobe, which I was like, I'm a son of a bitch. No, don't you fucking do this to me now. I thought I was getting another wardrobe scene. But that shit was that was terrifying.
Not only terrifying, thinking about it from Indy's perspective, where like, I feel like Indy's having these dreams where he's kind of transported between worlds, where he's like realizing what happened to the grandfather and Bandit is happening to Todd. So he's trying to save Todd from it. And it's like the scene, this kind of plays into my argument, where you see Indy go into the garage and he sees the rocking chair that the grandfather was in, the recliner.
Yes.
And Indy shows up all dirty and covered in mud. Is the same ending that we got with Todd, where he's covered in mud after Todd's basically like covered in black.
Yes.
And he pets Indy and covers Indy in it. And I'm like, this is like a foreshadowing of what's to happen. But he's kind of transfixed in this world where it's like he just sees what Bandit also saw.
Yes.
And it's like an interconnectivity of like a ghost dog versus a live dog. And it got really crazy because I'm sitting there trying to analyze this going, how does this work? Does Bandit embody Indy? Is Indy his own thing and just seeing Bandit? Are they kind of in the same loop? Because Edie and I were trying to figure out what the fox was about.
Yes, we were talking about that
behind the
afterwards.
fox.
Yes.
I was looking up American folklore and folklore around the world, and foxes are supposed to be an interconnectivity between worlds. In other words, the spirit world and the natural world, also a spirit guide. And I'm like, that's fucking crazy when we're talking about Bandit and Indy.
Mm-hmm.
Where the first time we see Indy recognize that Bandit's in the house is after we see a taxidermy fox behind him.
Yes.
So all of this coming together, I'm like trying to piece between Bandit and Indy, but it's getting really confusing with Bandit. But the bandana scene made me scared for Indy. Because I was like, I don't want the same fate of Bandit to happen to Indy.
No.
Right.
And I'm like freaking out a little bit, but the whole scene where you see the bandana fall with blood and then Indy hears something like bump in the house and he crawls under the bed and then just happens to be Todd coming in.
Yeah, but how Todd came in, though,
the way Todd came in, basically like drowsy, drained, ready to collapse on the verge of death. So normally when a dog can smell its owner, it's like happy to see them. It's like, oh, you're home. I know your patterns of steps. That's the first moment I truly believe that Indy was like, oh, Todd is leaving me.
Todd's not doing too hot.
Like,
Because
this
he
is not
doesn't,
Todd.
yeah, he doesn't sound like Todd. He doesn't come in like Todd. He's not greeting him like Todd. He doesn't smell like Todd. I'm afraid of this person until Todd settles down on the bed and Indy goes, oh, wait, it's Todd. Let me go greet him. It's like seeing a mirror of two different people.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And
That was well said.
yeah, actually, that was
That was a lot. Sorry.
that was
but-
that was perfectly said. Because I can jump with that too to Mr. Malave on that one scene. Like, this is where Todd is laying in the bed and he has, you know, the mark on his arm because he went to get blood work, and he pushes Indy away. Indy's trying to, you know, see pretty much see what's going on here. Like, what's going on here, dude? Like,
Hey,
what?
you're good, dog?
You're all right, bro. Like, how you feeling? And then he sees, which again, it's shot really well. He sees the bandage, and it's still bleeding, which is
Yeah.
another symbol for cancer and whatnot, a bad disease where you don't stop bleeding; it continues bleeding. And Todd starts pushing Indy away. How did that make you feel, Mr. Malave, knowing this
Pissed me the
situation?
fuck off.
It pissed you
Honestly,
off.
It pissed me off.
Pissed you
Pissed
off.
me off. I'm like, all this dog is trying to do is comfort you, and like, I get it, you're in pain, but god damn it, why do you think they have pets with you when you're feeling ill or like anything else like that? Because they comfort you, right? And that's all Indy was trying to do, and he just pushes him away. I'm just like, damn it, bro. Like, I was just like, I was kind of mad. I was kind of mad at Todd at that point, but I feel like that's what the scene was made to do, right? It was made for us to be like, well, why are you doing this to Indy? It's almost showing like vulnerability to Indy. Like, Jesus, like, you know, he is, it goes back to the theme of good boy, right? He's just trying to help you and you're pushing him away. And what happens? He jumps on the bed, he pushes him off the bed. And then what he does, he sits right there and just watches him.
Yeah.
You know, and he's just like, all right, dude, you don't want it now, but whenever you're ready, I'm right here for you. You know, and it just shows that he really is a good boy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And no matter what's happening, you know, and he was scared all alone in the house and like, you know, all that other stuff. And all he wants to do is comfort Todd, you know? And it's almost like, you know, shit, like I seen all this crazy stuff. If it was me and then my owner or someone else comes in, I'm just like, you need to comfort me kind of thing.
Right.
But all he worries about is comforting his owner.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's his sole purpose in life.
Yeah.
That's
Man's
right.
best friend, right?
That's right. Man's
100%.
best friend. And yeah, I agree. I think that's like the concept of just wanting to comfort. And he's also curious. What's going on, man? And then
Yeah, like,
and
hey, man.
they show him look at the bandage. And then you get to see it where the blood keeps coming out. They zoom in, you see the blood come out a little bit more.
Yep.
Great. I mean, again, great job behind that camera. And one thing too about this with this movie is they drop a lot of hints at where it's kind of leading towards. And one of the major hints was when Todd and Indy are in the car and he's on the phone with his sister and they're just chatting about like, you know, what's going on, you know, with grandpa and all this shit. And she mentions, has Indy been acting strange? Has he been looking around at things that aren't there?
Yeah.
You know, has he been like venturing off? Has he been kind of closer to you as usual? That's when he mentions like, I can't even go take a shit without him fucking next to me. He's always with me. But that's that whole concept of that just little slight hint. And that's when he gets out of the car at that moment when she says, well, you know, dogs they detect disease. They can detect that stuff. And it makes you think differently, though. They don't get to that point because she texts him and says, did it come back? And your first thoughts are ghost, demon. No, she was talking about the disease. Did it come back? Is he now in fucking, you know, what is it called? What is it called when it comes back? Remission? When it comes back?
No, remission is
Remission's when it goes away.
And then
When
it comes back.
Well, I forgot what it's called.
I think it just
Comes back. It came back. So yeah, that was really that's tough. Not gonna lie. As watching it, it's a very emotional film, and for all the listeners out there, like again, you definitely have to go watch this movie. There's no true real reason for us to get into these full details because we would be going scene by scene. Everything we're talking about is important facts to this movie. Without these, it wouldn't happen. You can kind of skip through. Most of it is just Indy walking around, hearing some noises, seeing some stuff. But again, there's a reason for it. So I truly enjoyed this movie. I just thought it was well acted by Indy, hands down. Yeah. Well directed by Mr. Leonberg. I would be very excited to see another movie that he does, because I guarantee you he's going to do very well in the theater.
Yes.
He's going to do very well. He's going to make a lot of money. So he's a Brooklyn guy. So that's pretty awesome to see that somebody from Brooklyn is coming up, and cheers to the dog as well. But do you guys have any final thoughts on this film? Sabrina, we'll start with you. Any final thoughts on the movie?
I mean, to piggyback off what you were saying, the direction itself specifically really stood out to me, not just from perspective, but even those slow moments, because we didn't go scene by scene. Even if we did go scene by scene, we're mostly just talking about the direction, because it has you questioning every shadow, every moment that Indy's just standing there staring at something. You're trying to look in the background for something that truly just isn't there, because it's not Todd. We only see it when Todd's around. So the direction was incredibly well done. I can't give it high enough praise just from Indy's perspective, but also just the world around it. I mean, it plays off of each other so well, and I'm really excited to see what Mr. Leonberg has for the future, because this was none other than itself movie. I mean, high praises, high praises. Please go see this movie and tell us about it.
Yes, 1,000%. Mr. Malave, any final thoughts on this film?
I mean, we've basically exercised everything about it, and I've expressed everything about it. But just to piggyback off of both of you, I feel like this movie was like a kind of a breath of fresh air, but kind of like with a heavy heart. It's the realism, right? And we always talk on Night School Horror, like what makes a good horror movie. It's like something that can actually happen, and that's what's scary the most. And with this is just real life, and it happens every day. You know what I mean? And the fact that we're seeing it through the dog's eye, it just gives you a fresh perspective on death and on like just not wanting to leave this world. Like, if that's makes any sense. But I love the fact that we got this movie directed this way. I hope it does so well. The only thing I'm worried about, and this is just like the realism of it, is like what we thought watching the trailer and thought we were gonna get, we didn't get. And we watch movies differently, right? Yeah. And we appreciate it because we just got that out of our head and we watched the movie for what it was, and we were pleasantly surprised. I don't think the rest of the world is like us. And I feel like it might get a lot of scrutiny because people were going to the movies wanting to see something and didn't see something, and they can probably consider it whack, and it's not. It really isn't. So I beg you guys, I mean, if you're listening to this now, that means you've seen it. But I hope that, people get pleasantly surprised the same way I did, the same way we did, even though we didn't get the movie we thought we were going to get. And because it deserves it, and it's such a really good movie. So please, guys, just watch it and watch it for what it is.
Well said, Mr. Malave. Well said, Mr. Malave. There is can't say anything better than that. I funny enough, I agree with you. I think there's going to be plenty of people out there. They're going to be like, well, it was boring because I was like, well, where's the demons? I wanted to see scary shit. And instead of, maybe just not realizing life could be scary in general. Maybe
life is scary in
life
general.
Is scary, right? Life is scary,
man.
Life indeed is scary. There's one thing I forgot to do, and it's something very important too. I forgot to ask you guys would you give it a second round? Mr. Malave, would you give this movie a second round?
Absolutely. I'll give it a second round. I give it a third round. I want to tell everybody to go watch that movie. I'll watch it with you.
Hell yeah. Sabrina, would you give it a second round?
Absolutely, I would. I already have plans to see it again. Taking friends, like, yes, 100%.
Hell yeah, I as well would give it a second round. I actually gave it a second round. I've now seen the movie twice, and I plan to go to the theater,
Same.
and go see it because I would like to give my money to this movie. I think it's well deserved. I think it's definitely well deserved. Well, normally when we come to the end here, we have certain things we do. Unfortunately, there was no true gore in this movie.
No.
He didn't have any gore in this movie, so we can't give you glorious gore. And in my personal opinion, I don't think anybody deserves to be on the list. Nothing frustrated me to the fact that I was so mad. I was like, I gotta put him on the list. So I'm not putting anybody on the list. I ain't doing it unless you guys say something stupid right now, but I'm not. Everybody's going to be okay. So cheers to Good Boy, because you didn't make the list, and that's a good thing. That's a great thing. But this movie is indeed kind of creepy. It's kind of strange. And if it's strange and it's creepy, that means we have to go to the corner.
You never leave. You never see me. Creep corner.
Imagine you're the goodest of boys, the fantastic goodest of boys. You're trying desperately to save your owner from himself and from something you don't necessarily understand yet. You keep hearing noises from the basement. And as a good boy, you go to investigate. And you see the vision of your owner at the bottom of the stairs. You feel a tightness in your little puppy chest, and you don't know whether you should go or if you should stay. And that decision is quickly made for you as your owner crawls on all fours up the frickin' stairs towards you, and you take off like a jet plane trying to find your actual owner, because that sure as shit ain't him. And that's why I'm putting creepy-ass Todd in the creep corner. Because who the fuck
Yeah.
crawls on all fours up the stairs towards your dog like that? I'm sorry.
Someone is
As a
dying.
person, I would kick you down the stairs. As a dog, I'm surprised he even came back for your scary ass. What the hell was that?
What a scene, right?
Yeah.
That was,
Yeah,
I will
right?
say that was the scariest scene in the movie.
That really
It
was.
literally made me like hold my breath for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Because you guys know how I feel about crawling.
You don't
What
like
the
crawling.
fuck was that?
You're not a big fan of them crawlers.
Yeah. The creepy crawlers.
Oh, yes, Mr. Malave, very good. I was actually going to
Oh,
say,
yeah.
would you have then considered Todd a creepy crawler?
I
Oh,
would.
yes.
I would call
Very
him a
good.
creepy crawler.
Very good. And as we know, you are indeed a creep, but you don't like crawlers. So your thoughts on creepy crawlers?
I think they're necessary, and I think they're great for scare factor. I just hope to God none of them ever come near me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I hear that.
that's true. Would you creepy crawl someone?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, all right. So that's
It only goes one way. It can't go two.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
person doing the creepy crawling, perfectly fine. The person getting creepy crawled at, absolutely fucking
not okay.
terror.
Yeah. Not okay. Not okay.
Not okay. Yeah, that's fair. I like. Well, all
Straight
right.
to jail.
What about? Very good. Straight to jail.
Straight to death.
Straight to jail. What about if they spider walk crawl you?
Oh my
What
god.
if you got one of those?
To me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, even worse. I'm kicking you. Children,
An easier
adults,
kick.
anything.
An easier
I
kick
swear.
too, because at
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
point,
you
at least
punt it.
if they're crawling at you and you try to kick, they could technically grab your leg and grab your foot. But if they're backwards crab walking or whatever, the spider walk, as Bray Wyatt would do, they ain't gonna be able to block their face as you're punting it.
Not even that. You're getting stepped on your face and getting the people's elbow.
Oh, it's fair. That's a
Don't
good way to
even.
do it. Stepped on the face.
These
People's
elbows are
elbow to
made
them.
rated E
Get
for
frog
everyone.
splashed.
Yes, very good. Yeah. So Todd finds himself in the corner because he decided to run up the stairs like a fucking 4-year-old.
It's his fault. It's his fault.
It is his
It
fault.
is. It is.
What did you think the symbolism of that one is before we get ready to finish off? Because there had to be some sort of symbolism of that specific reason why he did that.
I feel like it was foreshadowing of like, hey, Todd is not himself, and you're going to find him in that basement. Because at the end, Indy chases him into the basement to save him from death. So it's like that basement is pretty much just like the opening. Kind of. It's the pass through. A lot of people would consider that a void.
Like the purgatory?
Yeah.
Well, purgatory is really in the middle.
Yeah, not purgatory.
Yeah, purgatory is
It's
waiting
the gateway.
between, but
Yeah.
this one is like a gateway to the spirit, where it's like, hey,
Yeah.
once when you pass through this wall, there is no coming back.
Yeah.
So the closer and closer he gets to the wall, it's like, because we see that scene of him hitting his head on the basement door. Too. It's like the closer and closer you get to this area of this house, that's your fate.
Yeah.
So seeing him down there looking all twisted and broken, I'm like, fuck, he's cooked.
Yeah.
It's the event of his demise.
Yeah, that
So him crawling up was probably his version of trying to survive, because when you're
trying to run.
messed up and you're like trying to crawl yourself to safety, and seeing Indy as like the one comfort of safety. Maybe that was his version of like, if we saw it from Todd's perspective, it's probably a survival technique versus from Indy's perspective, it being terror.
What the fuck is that? Like,
Yeah.
that's not Todd. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I will say too, one scene that I was like, I wanted to cheer when he busts through the glass.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Like, you're like, yeah, go get him. go get him.
boy.
Strong ass dog.
Yeah, for real, right? I was like, damn, that dog did a very good job jumping through
Indy
those
jumped
glass.
off the second story
Did?
out of a window to get in that
Yeah.
house to Todd. Okay, if my dog ever did that, buddy, my dog's getting a medal. My dog's a hero.
Yeah, right? What is it,
Hell
crypto?
yes. Yeah,
That dog
right.
is like Lassie equivalent.
Lassie
Yeah,
crypto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
that-
like they
good, very
busted
good.
the chain too from the doggy, like the dog
Yeah,
house.
he
Kinda
perfectly maneuvered the role, because you see the hand like grabbing the chain, like it's going to foreshadow much like it is for Todd.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
Indy's just like, you know what? I ain't doing this. I ain't taking any of your crap. He busts out the dog door and barrel rolls the house.
Get your barrel roll.
Just snap the fucking chain and run inside. I'm like, are you
Smart
kidding
ass
me?
dog.
Telling you.
This dog is amazing.
I'm telling you, Indy was fantastic. I hope he gets an award. I know he's gotten awards from the festival, but I hope he gets more awards. And for those out there,
I hope they bring him to like, if there's an
Like
awards
the
ceremony.
premiere or something.
Yeah, I hope they bring the
There's
dog
pictures.
specifically to the premiere.
there are pictures of the dog at the premieres where it's when
Good.
it's starting to drop, and he's got a little bow tie on. Yeah, Indy's doing very well for himself. Very happy for him. For all the listeners out there, as we're coming to the end and we're going to close. If you're interested in having yourself an Indy, just so you know, it is a Nova Scotia duck tolling retriever. So please go out there, find yourselves an Indy. I hear they're very expensive. I'm not surprised that they would be that expensive. Just know, though, you're not getting that dog, okay?
Yeah, and as a
You're not
PSA,
getting
don't-
indie themselves.
Yeah.
You're not getting Indy, but if you always were wondering while watching it and you never got a chance to Google it, that is the breed of dog. And Jen even was telling me, she's like, I've never heard of that dog before. She thought it was a mix. I said, nope, it says it right here. That's a fucking dog. I would like it. Go find the dog for me.
For those of you as a PSA, if you're getting a dog, make sure you are responsible with that dog. It is not a
Please.
toy.
Yes.
Everyone that
definitely.
buys dogs and they're just like, oh yeah, got this dog. Oh, it's too much responsibility. Let me give it away. Just
Yeah,
know
it's a
you might be
child.
giving away the goodest boy. Okay,
The goodest.
don't do that. Make sure you're equipped for a dog.
And honestly,
Yeah, don't be a dick.
if you
Yeah.
do that, you will end up on the list. I swear.
Oh.
I will find out, and you will end
You'll
up in
end
the
on
list.
Many
You will
lists.
straight to jail, end up on the list. You'll end in a corner where there'll be much glorious gore going on in there, just so you know. And it'll be finished off with a cigarette smoking man
Yep. On your body.
on your
And I'll
body.
personally find you.
Oh, yeah. And that is a threat, just so
Yes.
you
Yeah.
know.
Take it as a threat.
It's a
Take
whole
it as a
thread.
threat.
one.
No, for facts. These are
Not a
facts.
threat.
Please.
It's a promise.
Please watch.
Yes.
Go watch this movie if you haven't already, and if you have watched it, watch it again. Tell your friends about it. Tell your parents. Tell everybody you know. Go out and watch Good Boy. It is time to say goodbye. It's time to say sayonara. Wow, got my fucking tongue twisted on that one. Let's start with Florida's favorite creep, Sabrina. Say your goodbyes.
It's been a fun ride, everybody. Good boy. Hug your dog. Love your animals. Just know, inevitably, we're going to have to say goodbye to them, and it's heartfelt, harsh reality. But just love them while they're here. Appreciate, love them. Thank you again, Vertigo, Shudder. Like, holy crap! What another fantastic movie that you guys have given us. We love you. Stay creepy, guys.
Mr. Malave.
Yes, yes. Well, thank you again to Vertigo and Shudder for giving us the sneak peek of Good Boy. I had so much fun watching this movie. I almost cried watching this movie, and right now I am petting my dog Reese's to show him that I love him so much, and he really is a good boy. All right. And go watch this movie. Go support. All right. This is an indie film. It needs all of our help. So go out there, watch this movie, tell people about this movie, go watch it, please. I know I will. I will probably see it 2 or 3 times. But yes, guys, love your dogs. Watch Good Boy. This is Mr. Malave, aka Matthew Malave, the Music Man. And till next time, I'll see you soon.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Malave, and thank you, Sabrina. And my name is Tommy James, aka Mr. It Was So Smooth, aka The Smooth Effect himself, the movie guy, baby, your favorite movie therapist. Again, shout out to Strike Media, Vertigo Releasing, Shudder. You guys have always been on the bar with us. You've been giving us banger after banger after banger, and you know we're going to keep working with them, and you know they're going to keep giving us bangers. This was an awesome movie. I'm really glad I had the opportunity to see it. Unfortunately, you know, I had a dog, and the keyword is had. Unfortunately, she passed away at she was only 7 months. It was terrible. Fucking disease. But I will say, when watching this film, it was me, it was Jen, and it was Ripley. Ripley had an opportunity to watch this movie, and she was only with us for like 2 days after that. So she got a chance to sit down and not only watch her first horror movie, but she got to watch a horror movie with a dog. So cheers to you. Cheers to Ben Leonberg. Cheers to Indy, the fucking dog of the fucking
Cheers,
year.
Indy.
Again, thank you guys so much, and we will see you next time.